and welcome back to my channel. Before I've even started cooking here, I've got something going on simmering away. It's a dal makhani and I am making a delicious oniony paneer dish to go with the dal makhani. So I thought obviously I'm going to share the recipe with you. So let's make paneer do pyaza in my own little style. And obviously I need just the ingredients that I have at home. If you cook Indian food, you would have these spices. The only thing that you'll need is some paneer. And if you can't find paneer in the shops wherever you live, because you all join me from all over the world, you can make your own paneer and you can find the recipe of how to make paneer at home on my channel itself. I've got everything covered for you. Right, the first things, because it's paneer do pyaza, which means onion paneer, you need onions. So let's get some onions, chop them up. But before I get to that, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell button. So this is something that is made with a lot of time and love. Not like it will take hours, but it will not be ready in 30 minutes, let me tell you that. And I'm going to start by thinly slicing 3 medium-sized onions. Nice big pan. I'm going to get it nice and hot. I'm just using some rapeseed oil, 2 to 3 tablespoons of oil. Then in goes a couple of tablespoons of, this is just salted butter. Now I'm going to add some whole spices. So 1 bay leaf, a cinnamon stick, 3 to 4 cardamom pods, 3 to 4 cloves, and then a teaspoon of cumin seeds. Give it a few seconds to kind of release its aromas into the oil. And now we add the onions. Now this is where I was telling you that you need a little bit of love and patience. So I'm going to reduce the heat to medium to low. And I am just going to cook this for a good 10-15 minutes until I get a nice, deep, even, goldeny color. In the meantime, I can have a cup of tea. Also chop up a few other things. So just a couple of things to prepare while this is cooking. It's almost ready. So what I am going to do is chop up 3 medium-sized tomatoes. Just going to roughly chop them up and get some garlic. So I'm going to take 3 to 4 cloves of garlic and a nice little piece of ginger. So this ginger and garlic I am going to peel and chop together, and then I'm going to roughly chop the tomatoes while that is cooking. So this has been a good 15 minutes. It's beautifully deeply golden, and that is really important to get all the flavor. And then in goes all the chopped up ginger and garlic, and I'm just going to give this 2 minutes again on medium-low heat, just so that the garlic and ginger are cooked before I add the tomatoes, which gives me 2 minutes to chop up the tomatoes. You can see the garlic is looking lovely. Now goes in the tomatoes. I'm just going to add 2 to 3 tablespoons of water, not much please, just a tiniest bit to help cook this whole mixture down. Otherwise it will have no moisture, and it's not got lots of water, it just needed that splash to help with the next step. Now I am going to put a lid on and cook this on medium-low heat for a good 10 minutes. So my timer has just gone off for 10 minutes. Let's check this out. Oh, beautiful, lovely, all mushy, all coming together very nicely. And now I am going to move on to the spices. And just before I add the spices, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of tomato puree, just to kind of increase the flavor of the tomatoes. So 2 tablespoons of tomato puree, and I'm just going to give it another 5 minutes, and this time I won't cover it. I'll just let the tomato puree cook down. Now, depending on how many people are going to eat this dish should serve 4 to 6 people, so you can reduce the quantities, half it. But this is great next day as well, so I always obviously make much more. What I am going to do is I've taken 3 blocks of paneer. Each of them weighs 225 grams. You can, like I said, use homemade paneer, or if you don't want to use paneer at all, then you can just make it with chunks of potatoes like this. I am just slicing it, and I'm gonna heat up some oil and just gonna give it a very quick shallow fry just to get a little bit of color. Now I'm just gonna add some spices to this. So in goes like a half a teaspoon I'm gonna add to begin with, because this is not like loads of quantities of salt. Then gonna add a teaspoon of turmeric, teaspoon of chili powder, 2 teaspoons of ground coriander goes in, a teaspoon of ground cumin. So I'm gonna give this just a minute, and then I am leaving it in the pan, but I'm gonna take this pan off and put another one to get the paneer prepped. So after a minute I'm going to take this off. So that's had a minute. Gonna take that away and put that pan on. Get it nice and hot first. Get a little bit of rapeseed oil, maybe 2 tablespoons or so. I don't want it too oily, so I just want to give it a little bit of oil to get some color on the paneer. So once it's hot, I'm gonna just cook the paneer like a minute or 2 on each side. I might have to do this in 2 batches. And now I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of salt on top. And you kind of have to cook this on high heat, otherwise it can get a bit sticky, whereas in high heat it will tend to not stick to the pan. And just a minute or so on the other side as well. And once that is done, you take that out and cook the other batch as well. So that's the last lot of paneer happening. I'm going to turn it off now, and I'm going to very quickly chop 2 red onions into chunks, not too fine, not thinly sliced, just chunks of red onion, and I'm going to use the same pan to give it a quick stir fry. So I don't need to kind of clean the pan or anything. I'm just going to add a couple of tablespoons of same rapeseed oil. I've made the whole dish in rapeseed oil. So I've got a couple of red onions I'm saying. I'm just going to just thinly slice it. You could use green, you could use as spicy as you like. So this is nice and hot. I'm going to try and separate the onions a little bit. And I don't want to cook them down or soften them, nothing. I literally just want to kind of stir fry them for 3 to 4 minutes. You can add just 1 onion if you like, but if you've been watching my channel, you know I love onions, so I always go a bit overboard with the onions. So yeah, you can stop at 1. Just increase the heat and give it 2 minutes, and then it's time to assemble the dish. And that's it, guys. So what I'm going to do is I am going to just toss this in. I'm not mixing or anything. Then I'm going to take this off the heat, get my pan back of the onion mix, added the spices already. I'm going to turn this on low heat. Now I'm just going to add a few tablespoons of natural yogurt, around 4 to 5. Because this is not very hot right now, because it was sitting on the side, I'm not worried about splitting. And if your yogurt does split, don't worry, guys. It's just split yogurt. It's fine. You can still enjoy your lovely paneer do pyaza. So just a nice mix. I'm just going to add a splash of water, 100 ml. And I'm just going to let it cook for 5 minutes. On low heat, please. There. Now it looks amazing. Wow. So I'm just going to add another 100 ml. And no need to add hot water, because you've added cold yogurt. Just keep the water to tap water as well, so like room temperature water. And just give this 5 minutes. And I am just going to add like a dash of honey, so like half a teaspoon. It's because I've added so much tomato, the tomato puree. This is just going to balance the flavor. You can use brown sugar if you like. Honey is also really good in this. And now it's time to get everything in. So here comes everything. Oh, this looks so good. My son is going to be so pleased with dinner tonight. He can eat paneer every single day. Look at that. Just beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. You want to make sure that you don't go crazy with the mixing, otherwise all the paneer will break. It's so lovely and soft. I'm just going to add a splash of water. So in goes another 100 ml of water. I have added a lot of water, so I'm just adding, I only added half a teaspoon of salt to begin with, so I'm just adding half more. And the last thing to go in is a nice heaped tablespoon of kasuri methi, fenugreek leaves, and just let it heat up. Bit of change, I'm going to serve it in a kadhai. And that's it, guys. It's ready. It smells so good. You know what? It will go with naan, paratha, bread, sourdough. I have cooked some, I'll show you quickly, some dal makhani to go with it, and I'm going to make some naan with it because we've got some friends coming over. So this is going to be a nice kind of sharing meal. So here is the dal makhani. I have mentioned now a couple of times. It's been cooking for last 2 hours because it's cooked and it's just now getting to that slow cook. If you haven't tried this recipe, please do. It is on my channel, black lentils. It's a must try. It's a proper Punjabi dish, and the key is to let it kind of simmer. It's cooking on the lowest heat for last couple of hours and it's just about done. So time to turn this off actually as well. And if you don't fancy any bread, you can always eat it with rice. There's no hard and fast rules. So there is the paneer do pyaza. I've said this before, do pyaza means 2 onions, and nobody knows whether the 2 onions are, whether you use 2 onions or the onions are added twice in the recipe. I'm just going with the added twice because 2 onions, that's not going to be enough, is it, for an onion curry. I wish it's got the base, but it's also got that crunchy onion, which is beautiful. It's got the heat of the chili. What I would do is I would add another half a teaspoon of salt because for me, so it's not enough salt. For you, it might be. Whatever you do, I hope you'll try this. Don't forget to subscribe and I'll see you back for another new recipe very soon.